Welcome back to the Super Memory for Schools program. Now we continue the lesson with two parts of because of to express the reason and in spite of to express concession. First, we will begin with because of. The formula is because of plus noun or verb ing. So the reason will be described after because of. So what is the difference between because of plus noun and because of plus verb ing? First, for because of plus noun, the subjects can be the same or different. Let's look at these two examples. Because of the cold weather, we kept the fire burning all day. Maybe they are turning on the fireplace, right? So in this sentence, we see the cold weather, and we are two different subjects. We can use with because of. The second example, because of his illness, we had to cancel the appointment. In this example, we have he and his illness describing one subject, which is he. Because of plus noun, then the subjects can be the same or different. However, because of plus verb ing cannot do like this. Because of plus verb ing, we must use the same subject. For example, because of being ill, he had to cancel the appointment. Here we see that verb ing is being. Why? Because he is ill is a complete sentence, right? He is ill. With the verb to be, we add ing in the end. We have being because of being ill. Similarly, we have the second example. Because of being tall, Nam can reach the book on the shelf. So we have Nam is tall because of being tall. Both two examples of because of verb ing help us to realize that it must go with the same subject, and because of plus noun, the subjects can be the same or different. Let's do the following two exercises. I couldn't get to sleep last night because it was noisy in the next apartment. So we have because plus subject plus verb. Our duty is to change because plus subject plus verb into because of plus noun or verb ing. Because the next apartment was noisy. It was noisy. We must find a suitable noun. Noise is a noun of noisy. In English, we have noise, right? So, because of the noise in the next apartment, that is the most importance. You have completed the clause of because of. Then, for the rest of the clause, you write again as normal. Because of the noise in the next apartment, I couldn't get to sleep last night. So we have finished the first example exercise, and let's move on to the second exercise. My parents are very what? Generous. So as a result, all of the children in our family have received the best things. You see that as a result means the reason is. So where is the clause of the reason? The reason is underlined here. My parents are generous. Your duty is to change my parents are generous into a noun or verb ing. So now I will give you a clue so that you can do this exercise easier. That is the noun of generous, which is generosity. Can you do this exercise easier? We have because of. Because of my parents' generosity, thanks to my parents' generosity. We see that my parents has S, so the possession will be an apostrophe. Because of my parents' generosity, all of the children in our family have received the best of everything. We will write the main clause again, and there is no changing. So we have understood clearly about because of to express the reason. Because of noun has the subjects which can be the same or different, but for because of verb ing, we must use the same subjects. Let's move on to the final part of this unit, which is about in spite of, to express the concession. In spite of means although. Although, in spite of plus noun and verb ing, like because of, although something still happens. Let's look at these two examples. In spite of plus noun will be applied when the subjects are the same or different. It's quite similar to because of, right? I'm no better in spite of the pills. So we have a noun. The pills and the subject I doesn't relate to each other, but we totally can use them. In spite of the cold weather, we all wore shorts. So the cold weather and we are two different nouns, and we totally can use them. Do you understand? In spite of noun to express although, similarly, in spite of verb ing also must be used with the same subject, just like because of. I'm no better in spite of taking the pills. I'm no better in spite of taking the pills. So the verb take here goes with the subject. I am the person who takes the pills, and I'm no better. That's the reason why we use verb ing in this case. Laura wants to dive in spite of feeling afraid. So she, or Laura here, is the same person. She feels afraid. So we use ing after the verb feel. We have feeling. Let's do the following exercise with me. I enjoyed the film even though the story was silly. So, where is the in spite of clause? In spite of is even though the story was silly. Our duty is to change the story was silly into a noun or verb ing. The story was silly. We have a very simple way. That is to change the adjective silly into, before the noun, story. We have silly story means that we can change to a noun, right? In spite of the silly story, I enjoyed the film. Okay, the next sample. No one invited Ted to the party, but he still came. In this sentence, which clause is the in spite of clause? That is the former clause, right? Although no one invited Ted to the party, he still came. It's quite complicated because we know that we need a common subject, which is Ted. But how do we change the clause, no one invited Ted to the party, to in spite of noun or verb ing? What does although no one invited Ted means? That means although Ted was not invited, right? If Ted was not invited, we need to use an important grammar point, which is passive. Although Ted was not invited to the party, Ted still came. And there is one more problem which we need to focus on is no one. No one means nobody. No means negative. We need to make sure to put this negative idea into the in spite of clause. The complete sentence is, in spite of not being invited, Ted still came to the party. Here we have the passive of invited, which is being invited, right? And especially no one, the negative idea, have put down, which is not being invited. So, when doing these sentences, we must make sure that you put all the elements, and especially the main ideas of the original sentence, do not lose their meanings. In spite of not being invited, Ted still came to the party. You have understood clearly how to use in spite of. So we have finished 3 grammar points of this unit. Those are the present perfect because of, to express the reason, and in spite of, to express the concession. I hope you all can apply these grammar points effectively. Goodbye, and see you in the next lesson of the Super Memory for Schools program.